Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
Man, I tell you, Kimmi is shady. But oh my God, I don't watch the show, and I don't watch every clip of the episodes on social media either. There's just a few clips of some of the episodes that I've seen, so I didn't see the clip of when Melody was having a conversation with Kimmi about Maurice's arrest. I might go back and watch it later. I don't know. I don't really care. But I saw this clip and I was just listening to it and I caught what Kimmi said. Now, I played the audio so that you could listen to it because Kimmi says her being my friend, so to speak. And if you watch the episode and if you watch the video, I didn't put the video, but I played the audio. But if you watched it, she did air quotes when she said her being my friend, so to speak. You know, Kimmi was basically saying, yeah, she's not my friend. I'm not her friend. She's not my friend. But like I said before, I don't have an issue with Melody on the show if she is being petty, because in my personal opinion, that is a part of the position of being on these reality shows. They have somebody that is going to kind of stir the pot, and you may not like them very much, but Melody is the executive producer on the show, and in my personal opinion, it's just a little bit, not completely, not exactly the same. So I'm not saying those two are the same, but it's kind of like reminding me of Mariah when she was on Married to Medicine. I still love Mariah to this day. I miss her being on Married to Medicine, and I'll never forget Quad, for I feel Quad and others, but mainly Quad, iced that woman out because she is the one that created that show. But Mariah was petty and messy, but she was funny, and I just like Mariah. That was a part of her position, even from like the first episode of the first season of Married to Medicine. And I actually was watching that the other day, and Mariah was doing her job. She was being messy, and then you had Dr. Jackie. With Dr. Jackie, in a way, kind of reminds me of Kimmi. She's the older one. She feels she's more sophisticated. She knows more than people. She is not low vibrational, and she's above the shenanigans. Like, that's what the air that I feel they both try to put off, and they're not very likable. And over this time of seeing Kimmi on the show, she just, to me, I've just seen ways about it that I just didn't really care for. I will admit, when I watched this show the first go around, I said it before, I was not intentionally watching this show, Love and Marriage Huntsville. It was something that I started watching when it started coming on years ago because I just happened to see it. It wasn't something that made the rounds of promotion. Oh, this new show is going to be coming on the OWN network based in Huntsville, Alabama. 6 people, 3 couples, blah, 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 blah. I had no idea. I just happened to see it. And I was like, oh my God, Huntsville, Alabama. I didn't even know Huntsville, Alabama existed, but around the same time, my husband started working for a contracting company that was based in Huntsville, Alabama. My husband was working overseas, but the base of the company was in Huntsville, Alabama. So we kind of had to live there for a little while, but because he was mainly overseas, I didn't stay there, and he didn't stay there either. And even when he was in town, he was coming home. So when I saw that, it was just interesting to me because it was the place where we were, based on the job that he was at. So I learned a little bit about the place, and then there was a show, and it was all the same time, 2018. I'll never forget it. So I wasn't intentionally watching it. I was watching it in passing. So I didn't really pay attention to a lot of people. Mainly it was Melody and Martell, and I was, like, oh my God, is this really happening? But over time, I started seeing things more. But in the beginning, Kimmi kind of was always that way. She was never really featuring Melody. So to hear her say what she just said in that clip, her, being my friend, so to speak. Who says something like that about someone that is really their friend? If that's your friend, that's your friend. But it is what it is. I just kind of found that funny, but it's okay to make references about Martell and him being a good guy and the side chick and how her feelings should be taken into consideration and things like that. But then you don't want to entertain any questions about things that were out there about your husband and his DUI arrest and possibly having lipstick on his collar and where was he coming from, getting pulled over in the afternoon or whenever it was. You don't want anyone questioning you about that. And again, she didn't want anybody questioning her about anything when it comes to her relationship with him being a sex addict and how he didn't consider her feelings and her health and how she was not even in the mood to do anything, but because he needed to bust a nut and get his rocks off, it was just like roll over and take it and thank you for your service. It's weird. So I just wanted to talk about that because I thought that was like, oh yeah, sounds about right. She doesn't care for Melody. And again, you don't have to like who you don't like, but I'm just saying, girl, get over yourself because you didn't really like Melody from the beginning. That's my personal opinion. So to say her being my friend, so to speak, just come out and say she ain't my friend and I don't like what she was questioning me about, and that pissed me off. So let me know what you think about it, guys. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.